Good afternoon, everybody. This is Preston Earley, coming at you here from the Wakulla unit of St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge for the Monarch Milkweed Initiative at St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge, sponsored by the Friends of St. Mark's. That's our refuge association, which helps out with a lot of the work that we do here. Wanted to make a quick video here explaining some of the work that the initiative has been doing and some of the discoveries that that work has led to. I'm standing right now actually at a site for longleaf milkweed, which is, until recently, was considered, and it's certainly still not common, but until recently it was considered one of the rarest milkweeds in Florida. However, as of a few months ago, we recently discovered populations of longleaf milkweed, which are vastly larger than any other sites that we know of. And so it gives us a rare opportunity now to study the ecology, study the habitat, study the behavior, morphology, and whatnot of this species so that we can understand how it grows and also perhaps ascertain some management practices that we could implement here that would allow these species to proliferate, not just so that they could be maintained, but so that they can proliferate. And the reason that we want to do that is for the monarch butterfly primarily. The monarch butterfly cannot survive without milkweed, and that is because milkweed is the larval food host for the butterfly. And if monarch butterfly migrations across our continent are to continue, then we're going to have to stop the decline in milkweed populations that we're seeing concurrently on our continent. And so St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge seems to in fact be a bit of a linchpin in the eastern route of the monarch butterfly migration. And the reason for that is that we have such a high diversity of milkweed species here, such large populations, and that gives monarch butterflies a lot of food to nurse caterpillars on so that the migration can continue northward. So that's the reason that this site is so important. This is a pretty rare species of milkweed, and this allows us now to better understand how monarch butterflies are using this species throughout the year. You'll have to forgive me as I swat insects away. Sorry about that, but where was I? Basically, it's a very great opportunity to study this species, and I want to talk a little bit about some of our findings. Number one, something that we've learned now is in fact that this species seems to rely on karst wetlands, which is a bit of a strange habitat. A karst wetland is essentially a wetland that, instead of normally having acidic soil, as most wetlands do, karst wetlands typically have soil with a higher pH. And the reason for that is that you will have limestone near the soil surface or at the soil surface. And the higher pH of the limestone is in fact able to counteract the acidity that is caused by the anaerobic decomposition that usually occurs in wetlands. So that's one of the key things that we're learning more about right now. Another thing that we're learning about is the way that fire influences these habitats. In fact, as you can see behind me here, this area was in fact burned just a matter of a couple days ago. And so this is a very interesting time because we have a karst wetland area with a pine canopy here that's been burned. Meanwhile, you have these very rare milkweed species occurring in the habitat. So it's a convergence of a lot of unique conditions right now. We're also looking at associated plant species, other common or rare plant species that I'll see growing here will get logged in my surveys. And the other key thing that we're studying, in fact, is the way that longleaf milkweed habitat, how that intersects with the habitat of other wetland milkweeds. One of the key things that we've been seeing here, in fact, is lance leaf milkweed, Asclepias lanceolata, occurring in adjacent but not identical habitat. So that's interesting because that allows us now to look at the conditions that are occurring in both habitats, compare them, and figure out how those different species of milkweed contrast with each other. So it's another really unique opportunity that this site provides. That's pretty cool over there. There's actually, I don't know if my camera can pick that up, but there's even still a little bit of smoke over there. There's a couple small patches of fire that are still smoldering even as I walk through here. So very special time, very special place. I'm also seeing a lot of queen butterflies coming through here, which is a species of butterfly that is related to monarchs, but that does not migrate. And so that's interesting because a non-migratory butterfly that relies on milkweed, as queens do, along with monarchs, they would only be able to utilize over the winter one species of milkweed, that being Asclepias perennis, or aquatic milkweed. So seeing them here is just very interesting because you know that over the winter, once it gets to be winter and fall, they're going to be converging, and instead of being spread out across the habitats of other milkweed species like longleaf milkweed, they're going to converge on the aquatic milkweed habitats over the season when most milkweeds go dormant, except for aquatic milkweed. So, like I said, very special time, very special place, and that's all I got for you guys. So have a good day. Thanks.